Alright guys, back again for episode, let's see, this should be 64, I'm pretty sure. Vlog 64 of the Resolutions to Reality series. This will be for Saturday, March the 5th. The weather was nice, real nice. And I'm gonna need my hair really twisted. Spent most of the day. I got up early on Saturday. It's now 5 o'clock on Sunday, but I got up early on Saturday, about 6:30. Drove out to Anderson to get Lace and the kids. Brought them back here at around 10. Got back around 10. Well, got back around 11:30 noon. Hung out here for a few hours. Then we went to didn't go anywhere. Went back to Anderson. Came back home and just a lot of driving. I spent most of my whole day yesterday driving. After I left Anderson, went to pick up Colin. Spent the night here with Colin. Got him his shoes. That's my oldest son. Now I have this Rock Auto box here that I need to do my product review for. This is my rear view mirror that I ordered. I have to get this product review done, and I have to also do an installation video. Should be super easy. I'll probably do them all in one video, just to get it out the way. Still planning on looking at my mom's truck, seeing if I can help her get that fixed. I think it's a rear heater core. But we don't know quite yet what it is. I'm just guessing from YouTube videos and stuff like that. Just got back today from, I went and got some breakfast with Colin. I went to McAllister's, he got some McDonald's. We just got back a little bit ago. So I'm going to try to get some stuff done before it gets dark. I wanted to get this video out of the way before I started doing anything else. Really wanted to go over the 31 causes of failure with you guys, but I don't have that paper. Give me 1 second, I'm going to go get that paper. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I hate doing that to y'all, but forgot the paper again. So, got my paper, and we can go over the 31 causes of failure now, finally. So, this is my list of shoes and their values, and whether I should sell them now or not. Basically just a list of my shoes that I own and what their value is, how much the market value is. So that's not the paper I'm looking for. This is the first list that I made, about the first half of the book. Also not the paper I'm looking for, which leaves this one, which has to be 31 causes of failure. And this is a scale on how to measure yourself. Let me scoot this up a little bit so you guys can. So the first cause of failure is unfavorable hereditary background. Basically meaning you're born without mental capacity to be considered normal enough to know how to be successful. And that is probably the only one on this list that is out of your control as far as the ability you have to fix it. If you have that condition and that's a part of your genetic makeup, not saying that you're just SOL if you're unfavorable hereditary background, because I mean it's not your fault, but it happens to people. So that's the first first of the 31 causes of failure, and that is one that I do not suffer from. I was born with the mental capacity to be considered normal and being smart enough to not fail. The second is a lack of well-defined purpose in life. And that is one I put a star next to, because I put stars next to the ones that I personally suffer from. Even after reading that multiple times, even after understanding what it means to be successful and to want success, I still don't exactly know what my purpose is, or what purpose I want to have. I'm struggling with figuring out what exactly it is I want to be, or where I want to be, or what I want to do. I'm kind of just in limbo with that right now. It's just a terrible place to be. But I used to think my definite purpose in life was to my first dream was to go to the NBA and play basketball. Believe it or not. No, I'll take that back. My first dream was to be a police officer like my dad. My second dream was to go to the NBA and play basketball. My third dream was to be a surgeon until I realized I have no stomach for blood or anything else of that nature. My fourth dream was to be a rapper. And now my fifth dream as an adult is to be the richest man that ever lived. All very outlandish, all very theoretical, all sound real nice, all have gotten the minimal of effort from me to ascertain. So the well-defined purpose is a tough one, because I just don't have that figured out yet. Hopefully I can get it figured out. It's not something that I feel like I've actually thought hard on. I don't really know what I want to do forever that would make me happy. I know I want to do multiple things. I know that there are multiple things that could make me happier. I just don't know what the one thing is that would make me happiest. And the one thing that I could do that would just make me not feel like I'm working the rest of my life, and just feel like I'm spinning my wheels. But so that's the second cause of failure, and the first one that I suffer from. The third, also one that I suffer from, lack of ambition above mediocrity. I definitely have suffered from a lack of ambition above mediocrity in my adult life, because of a lot of different reasons. They're just excuses, but there are a lot of different reasons why I've not really focus my attention on being above mediocre. And why my ambition is just not top tier, I guess. But that is one. That is the second that I suffer from, and the third cause of failure in life for most people. 4, I also think I suffer from. Yeah, yeah. The fourth one, which is also one that I suffer from, is insufficient education. What's up? I'm just doing this video right now. We can go when I get done. But you can stay down here if you want to. You don't have to go up there. I'm just doing this video. The fourth is insufficient education, which just means like I haven't been educated enough. I haven't seeked out education enough to find success, because I'm just not. It's not like I didn't. It's not like because, oh, you didn't finish college, or, oh, you didn't. I mean, I graduated high school. I didn't graduate from college, but I went to college. I just haven't had the education that I need to educate myself well enough to climb above the struggles, I guess. So that'll be the third one that I suffer from. That'll be the third one I suffer from, the fourth cause of failure. The fifth is, and this one is a huge one for me, that I definitely suffer from, that is definitely one that I have a star next to and I'm definitely working on, and that is a lack of self-discipline. And that is something that hits home very strongly for me, is lacking self-discipline, because the book says on that topic that a man who can't control himself or his downfalls are usually controlled by them. And I do feel controlled by my lack of self-discipline. I feel like I'm controlled by addictions and different things that I don't think I want to be controlled by, but I am. But I know the first step is becoming aware and, making myself aware that that's something that I need to work on. 6, I don't suffer from, but it is a cause of failure, and that's ill health, meaning having difficulties with like your health, and like it's like they say, health is wealth. If you can't keep yourself healthy, you can't be successful, because you don't take care of yourself, or you just have disease or things. Sometimes it's not under your control, but ill health will stop you from being successful. I definitely understand how that's something that can be a cause of failure. Another thing which I do suffer from, I think, I have a star next to it, and that is unfavorable environmental influences during childhood, meaning spending time with either being like, it has two meanings. So one is either, hanging out with the wrong crowd, or being in a place that has kind of scarred you mentally as a child, which is another reason why your subconscious mind has to be trained as well, because that's the only way to erase those pertinent mental thoughts and emotions that lead to other things you fail with, because you have things from your past that you haven't dealt with. And I think that is one that I suffer from. I'm not exactly sure how or what from my childhood was the main cause, but I do think that there is a aspect of that is something that I have to deal with. 8 is definitely one that I suffer from. That will be procrastination. And that just means pushing things off, kind of like how I do these videos. Waiting until the last minute, all of that extra stuff. Procrastination is a huge cause of failure for me. Number 9 is also one that I suffer from, and that is lack of persistence. And that's something that we've talked about on these videos a few times that I'm working on. And it's definitely something that I can understand why it's a cause of failure for my life and would be for anyone else who suffers from that. Number 10 is it's not lack. Number 10 is negative personality. Basically just having a negative outlook on life. Seeing the glass half empty more often than seeing it half full. And that is something that I feel like I also suffer from, because I can just get down on myself like that sometimes, and I stay there. Like, I don't pull myself out of those moods very well. So that's number 10, which I definitely suffer from. 11, which I've put 2 stars next to because I feel like it's my biggest cause of failure that I need to focus most of my attention on, and that is lack of control of sexual urges. And that is definitely something that I feel like has caused me huge turmoil, huge issues in my life that I'm still suffering from, and I'm still trying to figure out how to fix. So I put 2 stars for that because it's definitely a cause of my own personal failure, and it's definitely something that I need to put a lot of attention to. 12, I don't suffer from because it's kind of a I kind of feel like I might suffer from it, but I don't think I suffer from it the way that it's actually defined in the book. So it's called 12 is uncontrolled desire for something for nothing, such as, and it gives the example in the book as gambling. And I don't have a gambling problem at all. Like, I don't buy scratch-offs like all the time. I mean, I've bought scratch-offs since like but the something for nothing aspect I might suffer from, because it's like the whole, me wanting to be the wealthiest person to ever live, the whole dream of wanting to be a rapper, and the whole dream of wanting to go to the NBA and all that stuff. It's like I didn't act like I wanted to do that stuff. I act like it sounded nice, but I do remember playing basketball like a ridiculous amount as a kid and never really getting anywhere with that. Like, I never made any teams, never really got far with all the practice I gave myself, but I kind of let not making teams push me away from the game instead of motivating me. So I could definitely see how the something for nothing kind of comes into play, but I don't think that's something huge to me. I think that might be something I have remnants of, but not like a huge problem with, like I do for the lack of sexual urges or control of sexual urges. 13 is something I do suffer from, and that I'm also trying to fix, is lack of a well-defined power of decision, being able to make decisions quickly. Basically, I'm not good at that. I'm gonna be honest with myself. I'm not good at that. It takes me a long time to come to a conclusion, and I usually overthink it, and I usually change it very often. That's something that the book says you shouldn't do. You should come to a decision quickly, and you should change it slowly. Hey, Colin, do you see my bag anywhere over there? It's like a black bag. It says Kenny's Barber School on it. Look over here on my side of the bed. It's a black bag. It should be next to the bed.
Yep, I see it.
Bring it here. Thank you, son.
Talking to your video.
Yeah, talking to my video. Why's my bag empty? But yeah, so
Who do you think's gonna win this game?
you know these were the two teams that played in the finals last year, right? I'm gonna have to go with Milwaukee. What's the score?
It's 90-86.
Yeah, I'll go with Milwaukee. Sorry. My lips are super dry. Tired of chewing on them. So, where was I?
I got Phoenix.
Yeah, these are the exact two teams that played in the finals last year, and Milwaukee won. Lack of well-decided for our decision, making decisions quickly. That's definitely something I suffer from. I definitely suffer from 14, which is having one or more of the 6 basic fears. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and fear of death. Definitely have a fear of death. Definitely have a fear of old age. Definitely have a fear of loss of love. I have a fear of ill health. And I have a fear of criticism. I don't have a fear of poverty because I've been in poverty my whole life. I probably have too much of a comfort of poverty. Number 15 is something that I think I will suffer from if I don't make myself more under control. And 15 is wrong selection of mate in marriage, which basically means marrying the wrong person, because that can cause you to fail miserably. And I know I've made the wrong selection of mate in relationships many times, but I have never been married, so I haven't got to that stage yet, so I don't know if that'll be a failure that I suffer from or not. I mean, I'm 30 now. I don't know if marriage is really something I need to take advantage of this late in life. But number 16 is over caution, meaning being so cautious that you don't make choices or take risks. Risks are necessary, but over caution is not, which is definitely something I suffer from because I'm super cautious, but not over cautious to the point where I can control the sexual urges in my life. It's weird. Because I'm not conscious about that. I'm cautious about that to a degree, but not to the degree that prevents me from doing dumb shit. 17 is wrong selection of associates in business. That's something that I definitely think I suffer from. I don't think I've had the right selection of associates in any part of my life, let alone in business. 18 is superstition or prejudice, which means basically being biased about anything, or having superstitions about things happening, or prejudices against people because of certain things, or prejudices about anything that's going to stop you from being successful. 19 is wrong selection of vocation, which means you just work at the wrong job. You do the wrong thing for a living. You don't do what you love, you do what you have to. And that's something that I don't think I didn't include as one of my causes of failure, mainly because I really do enjoy what I do now, since this year started. Not just because I did it before, but because it's just something I like to do. Is it the job I want to do for the rest of my life? I could. Do I have bigger goals for myself, bigger desires for myself? I do. Do I want to settle for where I am? No. Do I want to do this long enough to show that I appreciate the opportunity? Yes. Do I want to retire from here? I wouldn't complain about retiring from here, but I would much rather not have to do something that I felt like I needed to retire from. Like if I was doing like real estate or something that I could do from home, like YouTube, I would much rather do that because I mean you don't have a time limit on when you could have to stop doing that. I mean I don't have a time limit on when I have to stop working at my job now, but eventually my body is going to tell me when it's time to say no. And I just have to cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. But I think there's more to life than just working a job for somebody else. I think I want to be a business owner. I think I want to do things that don't require punching a clock. I'd rather work a job that I can work at anytime, all the time, and just be able to make money without someone else. Like I think the biggest thing that has importance to me is being able to make money without anyone else's help, as far as like working at a 9 to 5. Like I enjoy what I do now. I enjoy the job I have now. I appreciate what it gives me. I'm happy with the income, but having a job in general is just something that I don't know whether or not was meant for me. I mean, I know I don't have the discipline now to keep up with like a job that I determined for myself, as far as like if I was to do something now that I didn't have to work at, or that if there was something that I had to do now that I felt like wasn't a job and I could work it all the time, every day, all day, it would be selling shoes. It would be buying and selling shoes. I don't know why I have such a strong interest in them. I don't know why they're so important to me. I don't know why I have such an appreciation for them, but I do. I just do, and that's something that I felt like if I did that every day, if I got up every morning and all I did all day was buy and sell shoes, I would not complain at all. I mean, I would after a while because, I mean, I feel like anybody's going to say this gets boring just like everything else does. But that's why I said that I don't know if there's one single thing that I would want to do for a definite purpose. That, I mean, the best way to probably figure out what my purpose would be sales. I want to be a salesperson, or I do want to get into like stocks and stuff like that. You know, real estate is something that interests me a lot. But I don't feel like the vocation that I'm in right now is something that I have an issue with doing for the rest of my life, if nothing else comes along. Number 20, which I do suffer from, is lack of concentration of effort, which means I lack the ability to concentrate my efforts in one place. I'm all over the place. I'm trying to do so much at once that it's like I half-ass everything and nothing is really like full-fledged in one direction. 21 is habit of indiscriminate spending. Shoes. Every kind of shoe. All the shoes are the habit of indiscriminate spending. Do I need 40 pairs of shoes? No. Do I gain anything from 40 pairs of shoes? Yes, I get profit off of each pair, but I have issues with figuring out how to make profit off of just having the cash. So if I had so a pair of shoes is $200. If I save the $200, I'm only going to have the $200. I don't know how to put $200 into a different form that will make me $50 more. You done with it? Okay. Just move that stuff out of the way. So that's why I use the shoes as a way to, I guess you would say, diversify my portfolio. But you can scoot over if you want to get in here.
Hello, guys.
I have the headphones on, so I don't know if they can hear you. It's on the mic, but they probably heard you. But anyway, the indiscriminate spending is something that I think I'm getting better at, but I also need to be more concentrated on that as well. I need to make sure I put more focus on that so that it doesn't get any worse. I don't really feel like the shoes themselves are an indiscriminate way of spending. I just think that is my own personal way of keeping a savings because it's an investment in my eyes. And as long as I keep my eyes on the values of what I have, I'm not losing anything. I haven't lost anything yet. I'm still in the green. And even though I can't actually turn those into cash instantaneously like I could a stock or something like that, they still have value that I can transform into money at some point if need be. So 22 is going to be lack of enthusiasm. And that is one that I do suffer from because I'm not the most enthusiastic about anything except my children. And that can fluctuate quite often and quite quickly. So that is one that I do have a star on and I do need to work on. 23 is one that I wanted to Google actually because I'm not really clear on its definition, but the number 23 is intolerance, which I'm not clear on what it means. So the definition of intolerance is unwillingness to accept views, beliefs, or behaviors that differ from one's own. I don't think that's a huge issue for me. I don't think it has a big effect on the causes of failure that I suffer from. But I do think intolerance has had an impact on different avenues of my life and different facets. So I did put a star next to that one, and I do think intolerance is something that I can work on. 24 is similar, and it's called Intemperance. And let's see what that means, because I'm not sure. Intemperance. So, intemperance means lack of moderation or restraint. So, yes, that's definitely one that I've suffered from for a while. Not being able to moderate the things that are not important and being able to restrain from the things that were also not important, and I've had issues with my whole life, which is why we have this list to keep track of and try to get a handle on. 25 is inability to cooperate with others, which is something that has definitely impacted me throughout my life. 26 is possession of power that wasn't earned. So basically being like inherently powerful. So basically, so like if you were born into a anarchy, you know what anarchy is?
Nope.
Anarchy is like what they used to use back in like medieval times to determine who was, they had like a, you know how we have a president now?
Yep.
It was like their system, or a king, or so emperor, yeah. But see, like in those societies, what happened was, if say you were my firstborn son and I was the king, that means once I died, you would become the king because you're the firstborn son. And then once you died, Carter would be king. And then once Carter died, Deuce would be king. That's how it would work.
And then it would go on.
Until either your firstborn son was king, and then, but basically what this means is, one of the 31 causes of failure is that you can possess power that wasn't earned. So if you don't earn your power, you can fail because you don't know how to appreciate it. But as you can see, I didn't put a star next to that one, and I don't feel like I suffer from that because I don't feel like I've ever had much power for anything in that sense. I mean, I do have power and control over myself, but I don't have power or control over a bunch of other people that like run a business. 27 is intentional dishonesty. And I do have that starred, and I do have that as one that I suffer from, mainly because there are times when I have laziness or different, things that I'm insecure or embarrassed about that I'll intentionally lie about. And that's basically what 27 says. If you are intentionally dishonest, that is one of the causes of failure. You will fail if you don't know how to tell the truth. And I definitely agree with that. That's definitely a huge part of why a lot of people fail, including myself, because being intentionally dishonest is not the path to success. 28 is egotism or vanity. And basically what that means is being too confident in yourself, or being too cocky or arrogant. Thinking too highly of yourself, like, oh, I can't fail because it's me, or oh, I don't have to be like everybody else because I'm so-and-so. And I'm not going to say that that's a huge issue for me personally, but I do feel like it has had its effects in my personal life. And I think at some point we all kind of become big-headed and in our own ways about ourselves. But 29 is guessing instead of thinking. So basically just assuming you know stuff instead of figuring it out and making sure you're right. And 30, the last of the ones that were provided was lack of capital, meaning one of the last causes of failure is that people don't have enough money to succeed or to get started. And that is another one that I feel like I suffer from, as well as the guessing instead of thinking. But knowing that those are issues makes it easier for you to work on them. 31 is you are supposed to add it yourself, which means anything from this list that wasn't included that you feel like is causing you failure. Because the book does recognize that there's more than just what they have listed. And the 31st one is the one that you personally suffer from yourself. So I haven't added my 31st one yet, but I do have the 30 causes of failure. And that's really the gist of what I wanted to get over with on this episode or this vlog. I have one more to do today, and then I'll be done as far as the resolutions to reality. I'm about to do this product review for my rear view and get that installed, and then we will get the last video done at some point today. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Got my right hand man with me here, Big K Dog Montana.
Always here when you need me.
That's right. And then he's rocking his new Ragers, looking real nice on him. Yes sir, yes sir.
And I'm not taking my StockX tag off because it's just too fresh.
Not taking his tag off. It's Big Dog.
And always, I found a nickname for him. They really raging though.
Really raging though. But I'll be back with you guys later on today. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate all support. If there's anything you like or support, like, comment, subscribe. As always,
Peace.
adios.